Hey, today it's just me. We had a little bit of miscommunication and scheduling. Uh, anyways, my eldest is keen to come on, which is awesome. So we might do that tomorrow. So stay tuned. Today, then, I was thinking about what I wanted to share, and there's been a lot coming up around freedom and the juxtaposition of freedom with boundaries. And a really interesting duality. If in one sense, like freedom, like if someone wants to be free, at the same time having boundaries doesn't feel free. So in some sense, it feels like they're opposites, they're dualities. However, I've started to really think about the unity, the wholeness of both of those together. It's not either or, where is the end? And I wrote down a whole bunch of stuff, and just even my own personal experience. Like, I'm big on freedom. I've done a lot of work to feel very free, in my body and in my mind and in just who I am in this world. And really being able to be me has taken a lot of work. And I don't think I'm done, but I certainly do feel way freer today than I ever have. Well, I probably felt this free when I was like 2 years old and didn't have any limits, or 3 or 4 or whatever. When you can, if you watch little kids, they'll just say whatever they want whenever they want to say it. There's no filters, there's no programming. They haven't been conditioned to be a certain way that external sources feel like they should be. Anyways, so yeah, freedom's a big thing, and I've also then started to realize that it's not always appropriate to be or to say whatever you want wherever you are with whoever you're with. There does need to be some boundaries. Another word for boundaries for me that I really like is discipline or standards. I think there are a lot of times when I've started to appreciate that boundaries where discipline and standards are necessary. Like our littlest, she knows all the swear words. That's going to happen. The practice is really to help her understand where there needs to be, or at least there should be, some healthy boundaries, some discipline about when those words are used. And same with food. I mean, there's so many topics, right? Food, sure, I can have the freedom to eat whatever I want, whenever I want, and it's probably not going to turn out well for my health. So I need to put in some. I've put in some discipline around my food in terms of what I eat and when I eat it and where I eat it and whatnot. And I allow myself some freedom to have, I posted a picture of a McDonald's ice cream that I had the other day because my daughter wanted to stop there, so we did. And I am hopefully doing a good job of helping her understand that, once in a while, sure, great. I believe our bodies are super intelligent. It'll take care of it. Every day, that might be a problem. So again, freedom to have it, just maybe not all the time. So again, healthy boundaries. So for me, that's a unity of these two seemingly opposite concepts. And same with like, there's so much today that you can get anytime. You can get anything, anytime, anywhere. I mean, largely, right? If you think of like content and Netflix, if you think of Amazon, same day delivery, like it's crazy. Like these phones, like we can make accessible to us anything we want, anytime we want. Even people, right? There's someone online on right now that I could talk with. There's some piece of content on TikTok I can watch. Like there's no limits. That is total freedom, really, that these devices provide us. And there does need to be some healthy boundaries, in my opinion, around, okay, how much should we spend? Should we just buy everything we want whenever we want? Because that's not going to turn out well. For those of us that have seen the Lorax, if you cut down all the trees, that doesn't necessarily have a great ending for everyone. So there does need to be some healthy boundaries in terms of how much we buy, how much we spend, consumption. Like if you keep buying, all the resources need to get dug out of the ground to make that stuff. And then all that stuff ends up piling up in your house. Like we're going through a spring cleanse right now. I mean, yeah, it does pile up pretty quickly. So there does need to be some healthy boundaries on that, for nature, for your own bank account, for your living environment. So again, another great combination of freedom with boundaries, which is, an interesting way to say it. And I've wrestled with it, and I'm getting much clearer on, I do have a lot of boundaries in my life. I'd like to use maybe the word discipline and standards. And I do believe that, boundaries do provide protection. They can provide a container. Like I'm in a boundary right now. I'm in a house that has boundaries and doors, windows, and that helps me feel safe. We have a big black bear roaming around the neighborhood that attacked someone apparently yesterday. So being in this house, having boundaries does feel really great. I don't need to have freedom with no walls all the time and no roof. Like that might not be great. So freedom and boundaries. And again, it's not one or the other, and it's not all the time, and it's not for, I do struggle with words like never and forever and always, because I don't know how much in life actually is like that, but maybe that's for another conversation. So that was a bit longer than probably everyone wants. Not everyone's going to watch this for 6 minutes, but I'm going to start editing these. I've started to realize that I'm a big time efficiency guy, and so therefore it doesn't make sense for me to put out long form content all the time. But there are some people who want that, so I'm going to figure out how to put the long form content in some places. If someone wants to watch it, fantastic. I think that's also good. I don't think it's great that our attention spans are getting shorter and shorter and shorter. I think there's a good practice of getting into long form content and being able to listen to it. You can speed it up. Most platforms have the 2x button. That's what I do with my audiobooks. And I will I will get better at learning how to edit these, and I've got some people that want to help. They're giving me some advice, and we're figuring out partnerships, and so there will be some fun ways we can edit these and cut them up using AI and be able to give just slices of this so that you don't have to watch the whole 7 minutes now. We can just cut it up, and it'll be 30-second sound bites, and maybe that opens a window into something entirely new, which I know it's done for me with some of this shorter content. So expect that to come. I'm not going to necessarily edit. I'm not going to edit me and my message and my intention and who I am, and I'm not going to put on a fake front on any of that. But in terms of time efficiency and editing content, I will do that. I do appreciate that myself. So I'm not being integral if I'm big on time efficiency and yet I only put out 8-minute videos for people to watch. So I will work on that. And I appreciate you watching to this point, and have yourselves an awesome day. Again, several folks, we're doing a 40 for 40 challenge to build some more discipline and commitment that allows, it's funny how that discipline does create more freedom also. Just another interesting reflection. So 40 for 40, doing something uncomfortable every day. It doesn't always have to be uncomfortable, but just doing something that helps build that muscle of commitment and discipline, and allowing that to unfold into amazing things in life. For me, it's been push-ups. A friend of mine just shared an amazing, humbling photo of their whole family doing push-ups that they're actually doing, which is just amazing. I think they're awesome, that whole family, and it meant a lot for me to see that. So, here we go, 40 push-ups that I've been doing. These will be a little easier today since my daughter is not on my back. And here we go. I think it was Joseph McLennan, I'm pretty sure it was, at one of Tony's events, who said he's not the kind of guy who just does the bare minimum. So I like to do 42. Sometimes I've lost count and done 50. But yeah, don't need to limit yourself to just 40. Feel free to do as many as you want. But I think it's good to do at minimum 40, have a baseline goal. And again, if you need to, you can bend your knees. But I think it's important to commit to yourself first and foremost, having a goal, picking a number, and then just again, committing to yourself, keeping your own word and saying, yeah, I said to myself I was going to get up and do this thing every day. I was going to do 40 of them. And the more I believe you keep your word to yourself, first and foremost, it allows you to then keep your word to others. And from there, I really believe amazing thing happens. It's in the 4 agreements. Being impeccable with your word is one of the 4 agreements. And that book is one of the most amazing books I've read. It's short, and it was a mentor that had shared about just practicing that book and those 4 agreements. Just that one book could change your entire life. And I totally believe that. I've taken those 4 on and made them a big part of my life, and I do really appreciate books and people who write them. So anyways, thank you guys. Have an awesome day. See you tomorrow.